Good afternoon from Kennedy Space Center out near Melbourne, Florida, Titusville to be exact, on the east coast of Florida, where we're coming to check out some cool space museums.
Space!
We're gonna have a space day today. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm totally ready to geek out. I'm wearing the appropriate shirt for today.
Who's your favorite astronaut?
Ooh, Aldrin was kind of fun. I liked
Yeah.
Aldrin. I heard he had a personality and a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I don't know.
Well, maybe you'll find one after today.
Maybe.
So-
You know, my favorite one is all of them, because they
All of them.
did something we never thought they could do.
It's true.
Yeah?
All right, well, if you're ready to go check out Kennedy Space Center,
Let's go.
So here we are at the entrance, and they've got the countdown clock right here. It ended up retiring in 2014.
They don't use it anymore?
Not this one.
Oh, okay.
Not this one.
That's why it's always at 3 hours when we come here?
Yeah. And it says the clock was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 2000 and retired in 2014 in its new home at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. The clock counts down daily, opening, and the JFK Fountain Show, which I need to vent about here in a second.
He's very angry.
In addition, the iconic timepiece counts down all Florida launches. Now, I know it's been a while since we've been here, but there was definitely a fountain that used to be over here with JFK and a very inspiring quote, and they've replaced it with this giant jumbotron. And you can hear JFK talking in his famous speech about going to the moon, but there's no fountain here anymore. It's this giant jumbotron, and I hate it.
This is disappointing.
It's awful. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. But now I guess maybe it's to help watch the rocket launches.
I don't care.
I don't like it.
Put up a screen.
So now
Later. Not.
you can get your photo taken with the NASA globe. But yeah, this is in my opinion a huge downgrade from what was here before. Hopefully the fountain's buried back there somewhere and they can just take it down. Yep, it looks like it may not be there anymore because they got a door here going inside. But this used to be the famous JFK fountain in front of Kennedy Space Center. Now it's just a big jumbotron. So this is the back side of it. It has definitely been taken out, and that's truly sad because I used to love that fountain. It used to make for very good photo opportunities, and now it's just a giant 90-degree screen. Ooh. All right, well, hopefully the rest of the day isn't as disappointing. So right when you walk in, you're greeted with what they call the rocket garden, which are all the different types of rockets that were launched here from Kennedy Space Center.
Do they have a SpaceX one? No.
I don't think they do,
Doesn't
not
look like
here. Not here. They did add a rocket though from the last time we were here. We'll go check it out. It's from
The shark
ULA.
one.
So here is the newest addition to the rocket garden, the ULA
The shark.
rocket. The one with the shark at the top.
That's cool.
Yep, there's a shark up at the top there. That's where the payload goes.
I like the color.
Yeah, the light blue.
Yeah. I doubt you'd be able to see that when it's going off, though, huh?
Probably not. And I don't think it was paint. I don't think it was that color when it went up. It might have been.
I doubt they would have done all that work just to put it in the rocket garden.
It's pretty cool. So United Launch Alliance is one of the parties that are working on making humans travel through the cosmos. And then the other one we know is SpaceX. And then there's some other companies that are trying.
It's so bright over here because it's like...
I know, right? What does this say here? ULA. With its inaugural liftoff from Cape Canaveral's Space Center or Space Launch Complex 17 on February 14th, 1989, the Delta II ushered in a new era in spaceflight. Delta II served as the launch vehicle for the Air Force's first GPS satellites. Interesting. The final Delta II rocket lifted off in 2018. This mission capped a 29-year history of 155 launches. Wow.
Are these remakes of what was in space?
I have no idea. I would imagine, but I'm not entirely certain anymore.
But then it looks like it's been, I don't know.
Maybe it's a replica.
Maybe.
They might be replicas. Okay, so this little nugget of information explains why it's painted like a shark. It says the shark's teeth on the payload fairing of a Delta II rocket could only mean one thing: launch of a GPS satellite for the U.S. Air Force. Over its nearly 30 years of service, Delta II rockets launched the first 48 operational GPS satellites.
The more you know.
Right? All right, we're gonna go into Gateway featuring Spaceport Kennedy Space Center. We have not seen this attraction. It was not built the last time we were here.
I like the colors of the wall.
I know, right?
It looks like a space, I guess.
It kind of reminds me of, what's the word?
Iridescent?
Iridescent,
yeah.
yes.
Disney
How
iridescent.
can I forget that word?
We heard it for a whole 3 years.
Ooh. Oh, these are those...
the things you wanted to buy.
The tiles, the illuminating tiles.
Wait, does it... It changes when
Yeah, they're touch sensitive.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thought about getting those for the YouTube room and
These ones
decided
are even
against
more
it.
vibrant on this side.
Oh, this is kind of cool. Gateway.
Gateway gifts at Epcot?
No. There's the ISS, the International Space Station. This is kind of cool. The Starliner, Boeing's Starliner. What do we have in here? This is our first time in this exhibit. Ooh.
Wow. What ship is that one?
I don't know. Oh, this is a SpaceX rocket. That's definitely a SpaceX. You
That
see
one?
the one hanging from the ceiling.
Oh yeah, it is.
It says SpaceX. And those are the landing.
I was just saying, there's not one outside, remember?
Wow, look at that. That's an actual used one too. And there's those grid fins that it uses to land. Yeah, that's 100% an actual used rocket. You can see all the char on it. So right here is an exhibit for the Artemis 1, which will be the first integrated test of NASA's Deep Space Exploration System. And here's like a scale model. Looks like it's 1/25 scale. Look at that.
6 tons of solid propellant every second.
Wow.
Every second.
Wow. And then it's on the giant crawler.
Orion will go as far as 280,000 miles from Earth, thousands of miles beyond the moon.
Dang, that's pretty cool. So there's the crawler that slowly crawls it out to the launch pad.
Which I didn't realize until today that the parking is the crawler. Like we go
the
through
parking,
the crawler.
the parking admission.
Yeah.
It's a giant, like, fake crawler, not the actual crawler.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So I think this is cool. It says that this visitor complex is committed to shutting down all facility lighting during non-operational hours to reduce usage on electricity.
It goes too fast.
I know, there's so many cool facts.
Slow
on
down.
here.
It's like the ones that have not a lot goes longer than the ones that have more.
That's pretty neat. So this is the closest I've ever been to a SpaceX rocket. And those grid fins look huge.
Wasn't I saying outside, I was like, where's the SpaceX?
Yeah, I'm curious which Falcon rocket this is.
It definitely looks used.
Because it doesn't look like it's a Falcon 9. It looks a little, I mean, I could be wrong. I've never seen one up close.
We might be able to tell from upstairs.
Or maybe there's some literature somewhere around the main floor here.
Probably.
Like somewhere over there.
Or I think it might be up there somewhere.
So right here you have the Orion capsule. NASA by Lockheed Martin, which you actually drive by Lockheed Martin on the way in. I don't know if that's where they developed this. I'm sure it had a hand in it.
Or the one by Epic Universe.
Yeah, right. Large enough to hold a crew of 4 and necessary cargo. The Orion capsule flew the exploration flight test on December 5th, 2014, launching from here, Cape Canaveral. It flew farther than any other human-related spacecraft had traveled since 1972 at the conclusion of the Apollo program. And you'll see right here, it says official flight flown artifact. So this actually was one of the Orion capsules that flew through space.
So you're telling me 4 people fit in there?
Evidently.
Where?
Is there an opening on the side?
I don't know.
Maybe there's one on the side so you can kind of peek in.
Not comfortably, that's for sure.
So here's an example of some of the heat shields that they use on the Orion spacecraft. Fiberglass honeycomb structure, which kind of coincides with the honeycomb that we saw when we first walked in, the honeycomb lights. Jen's learning about the heat shield now.
What's cool is, so I'm clicking like what's missing, and then I click service module, and then it says look up, and it lights up where those service modules are supposed to be on
yeah,
there.
You're right. It is. That's interesting. So it's teaching you different areas of the spacecraft on an actual flight-flown spacecraft. So they even have a Blue Origin spacecraft.
Oh, it's a VR thing.
Yeah, it's like VR. It'll teach you how to basically show you what it feels like to fly in a Blue Origin spacecraft.
You can do that if you'd like, love.
No, I'm good. Got to put on VR goggles. That's pretty neat.
She looks like she's having a hard time already.
Oh, in the video?
Yeah, she went like this, like deep breaths. I don't think it moves. I think it's just
it doesn't
VR.
move. It does. I think it's mostly VR.
Yeah.
And maybe that chair. I guess you sit in that chair inside there, and it does stuff to you.
It's kind of neat.
And right here, Lockheed Martin made a full-scale mock-up of a habitat orbiting around the moon. Shows you what it would look like to live in deep space. It's pretty cool.
The most unappetizing cookie I've ever seen.
Wow.
That's beefsteak.
Beefsteak?
Spinach. Spinach should not look that. What is this? Cheese spread. I bet it's decent.
Yummy.
Crackers. And I bet they're not the crumbly kind.
No, of course not, because then it would go all over the cabin.
Chicken breast. Look, that is the portion size I usually do for chicken breast. So.
Wow. So here's the Boeing Starliner, which I believe experienced several delays, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's what's missing, is the ascent cover and forward heat shields.
Ah. Okay. Jen's learning all about.
And then the base heat shield is missing as well, so those little triangles. I think that's pretty cool.
And then over here you have the cargo Dragon capsule. That's pretty cool.
Dragon first delivered cargo to the International Space Station in May 2012.
That's cool. Yep, that looks like an actual flight-flown Dragon capsule. But I think this is the crew one. This looks like the crew one.
It is.
Yeah, because look. Oh, you were just there. Where was that? Yeah, this is the crewed one. So this is what the crewed one looked like. Right here. That's why it has a window. Because the cargo one, if I recall, the cargo one, is there any way I can go back? Yeah, click here, Evolution of Dragon. So this was one of the first versions, and now it's like very sleek and modern. Yep, that's what this one was.
Oh, look, I can move it.
This is from the early 2010. Yep, there's the date, 2010 to 220. Do you see that? Look at the date.
Yeah, because
2010 to 2020.
I clicked it.
That's cool. You just like playing with the screen, don't you?
You know what I think is cool is it shows it on there. I think that's really neat.
Yeah. Yep. It's pretty cool. Oh, they're pressurized section.
Because I have it on that.
Oh.
Pressurized trunk. I'm all over the place.
You're learning all.
No, what I'm doing. Okay, cool.
Cool. So now we're going up the ramp.
Oh, look.
Oh yeah, look, there's a peek inside the Boeing Starliner. Yep. If I recall, they've been having some issues with the Starliner. I could be wrong, but it's been delayed several times from what I remember. So this is what they call a CubeSat. So this little thing right here is a little tiny satellite. And you know what's interesting? Its name?
No!
Wally and Eva.
Aww.
It says first deep space mission. Wally and Eva go to Mars. Mars Cube 1 is the first deep space mission using CubeSat. The two CubeSats accompanying NASA's InSight Mars lander mission, Wally and Eva, provided NASA information about the lander as it arrived on Mars.
I can't believe that's actual size.
I know, it's tiny. Thing you can fit in like a backpack. That is itty bitty. So back in the day, about 7 years ago, this rocket was one of the two that was attached to the Falcon Heavy booster that took Elon Musk's Roadster into space. And what's kind of interesting is I read an article the other day that the people that monitor the asteroids that come close to Earth thought they saw an asteroid coming very, very close to the planet. Ended up being Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster, which I thought was pretty neat to think that that thing 7 years later is coming back after a trip around the solar system. And if you're ever curious on where the Falcon 9 rocket gets its name, it's because there's 9 boosters at the base of the first stage of the rocket. It's pretty neat. So right here we have Jared Isaacman's Inspiration 4 SpaceX spacesuit. He was the commander of the Inspiration 4 mission. And here's his spacesuit, which is super cool. Look at that patch. It's a cool looking patch. It looks very comfortable and doesn't look as bulky as like the NASA spacesuits that you might remember.
Yeah, they look more
modern
and more movable, like moving.
Oh yeah, you're right. So that pretty cool exhibit. It was a more modern take. It was kind of highlighting SpaceX, Boeing, ULA, which I think is cool because that's what people are attracted to nowadays.
I also think they need to just keep up with the times as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it was a really cool exhibit, and I definitely see myself popping in there from time to time in the future.
Yes.
It's definitely one that I could see myself doing over and over again. Like,
there's a lot of interactivity in there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Pretty cool. You got a Mars rover made entirely out of Legos. And that bird over there's watching me very closely and intently.
He was on the top.
He was. Every time I see this, I think of Johnny 5 is Alive from Short Circuit. It's an older movie. One of my favorites when I was growing up. All right, so it's now time for my favorite part of any Kennedy Space Center day, the bus tour of the restricted areas that you're not allowed to walk to or drive through. So instead, you have to take a bus.
I'll let them tote me around.
Right? Also, these buses totally had a makeover.
They did.
They look awesome. Like a whole reskinning.
Is that the old version over there?
No, I think the old ones were just white coach buses that said Kennedy Space Center on it.
That's right. I do remember that now.
So we're going to go on the bus tour, see how close we can get to some of the launch pads. And then
we're going to launch into space.
No, we're not going to launch into space. We're going to go check out the Apollo Saturn-V Museum, which is where these buses dump you off. It's pretty cool. According to this, the bus tours end in 15 minutes, so we're going to be on one of the last bus tours. We've made it to the Apollo Center, where we're about to experience a quick little show, which is really fun. Oh, Jen's on a lunar rover.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, don't think that's the scale. It was a little bit of a bummer because we didn't get to go to the launch pads, but
they're setting up for the launch.
This song reminds me of the Disney Wish Pirate
Night, yeah.
All right, we are in the launch control room of the Apollo launch vehicles. Where are we going, Jen?
The end, like the thing said.
Oh, okay.
This is far enough.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, somebody knows this song.
I like the Beatles.
I repeat that. To send 3 men to the moon and back.
The Apollo mission. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off the flight to the moon. The tragedy of Apollo 1 had put us a year and a half behind. We were making up for it in one big leap, and we were doing it with a rocket that no man had ever flown before. It was a few days before Christmas, 1968, when Apollo 8 sat on the pad. She was the first of a new kind, a moon rocket. This was the Phoenix, risen from the ashes of Apollo 1. The first Apollo crew did not die in vain. This was to be their testament. Stories high. She had been fully fueled throughout the night. The liquid oxygen in her tanks caused ice to form on the outside of the craft. The extreme temperature differences between the air and the sub-zero fuel caused the metal skin of the rocket to expand and contract. Everyone was on pad agreed. It was as though the rocket was alive, breathing, straining at the leash. Earlier in the morning, astronauts Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and Bill Anders had made their final preparations before taking that long ride out to the main spacecraft. The minimum safe distance from the Saturn-V liftoff was 3 miles. The reason was simple. When fully fueled, the rocket contained the explosive power of an atomic bomb. As the clock counted down, the astronauts and all of us in launch control went through the pre-flight checks, our hands on the controls of the most powerful, most complex machine ever built. It had over 2 million separate systems, and to bring these men back alive, everything had to work perfectly. Each individual system had been tested, but what we didn't know was how they would perform when all 2 million began to work together. That moment would come when the countdown clock reached 0. If a maneuvering thruster failed, if communications broke down, if navigation was off by 1 degree, if any piece of the miles of wiring, circuits, relays, or valves was defective, Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and Bill Anders would pay with their lives. As they sat, waiting for launch on that chill December morning, these 3 astronauts went back to what they had always been, test pilots. You are now in the final minutes before the launch of Apollo 8, right here where it actually happened. Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
This is launch control, T-minus 3 minutes and counting. We've completed our communications checks with the Apollo 8 astronauts in the cabin, and the communications are go. During this period, and once we do get the firing command, the various tanks within the 3 stages of Saturn-V launch vehicle begin to pressurize. We have firing command. The firing command is in. We're now on the automatic sequence, T-minus 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and counting. Our status score indicates that all aspects are ready. Instrument unit is ready, spacecraft ready. Final check of the emergency detection system. That ready light also on. First stage preparations are completed.
Okay. We're on. Ready to go to contact. Stand by water. Okay, you're on.
All systems go.
1 minute 45 seconds and counting. The first stage liquid oxygen tank has been pressurized, and the pressure is still building up. Coming up on 90 seconds, mark T-minus 90 seconds and counting. The Apollo 8 crew standing by, spacecraft commander Frank Warner, Jim Lawler, Bill Anders. We now report that the liquid hydrogen tank on the third stage is pressurized, 1 minute 15 seconds. All 3 stage propellants pressurized at this time as we come up on the 60-second mark on the flight to the moon. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. The vehicle now is completely pressurized. We're coming up on power transfer shortly. We have the power transfer. We're now on the flight batteries within the launch vehicle. Final reports coming from Frank Borman at this time. Final look at the switch list aboard the spacecraft. 20 seconds, all aspects. We are still go at this time. T-minus 15, 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, 9. Sequence start. The engines are on. 4, 3,
surface reveals when you exit. Wow. Huge piece of machinery.
I feel so little.
Right? Look how empty it is in here.
Yeah.
So here's the lunar module, a replica of it, right here on display. Thing's big.
Yeah.
Very, very large.
I feel small.
And there it is, Old Glory.
Oh yeah, there's no wind, so they have to like...
Yep, prop it up.
Yeah.
Right here. In what would be the surface of the moon. That is a very large lunar module.
I have a feeling we'll get to the moon again soon.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. I don't want to go. Do you?
No. I'm good right here. So right here you have Jim Lovell's actual worn spacesuit from Apollo 13, the doomed Apollo 13, on display. Wow. Yeah, see? The beta cloth suit worn by Commander Jim Lovell during the difficult Apollo 13 mission. That's putting it lightly. That's putting it lightly. Although the crew did not make the planned moon landing, NASA considers the mission a successful failure as the crew returned to a safe splashdown in the Pacific Ocean,
They were safe.
following
That's
a
all that matters.
crippling explosion of an oxygen tank early in the flight.
At least it was early in the flight, not like, farther.
Right? So over near the store, as you exit the Apollo Museum, you have a Snoopy.
They're playing the
Oh yeah, you're right. Aw, Snoopy's always loved space travel. Yep, big old Snoopy statue. Snoopy the astronaut. It says here that in 1968, NASA recruited Snoopy of the comic strip Peanuts as a mascot to emphasize mission success and act as a watchdog for flight safety. Snoopy's creator, Charles Schultz, enthusiastically welcomed the idea, and NASA was permitted to use Snoopy the astronaut for free, as long as Schultz drew Snoopy and a copyright notice appeared next to the image. Yeah, there you go, Snoopy, a mascot for NASA, and they've got merch to go along with it, like this shirt of Snoopy in front of the Artemis logo, and the Snoopy keychain.
This one's cuter though.
Which one is that?
Look at how fluffy he
Aww.
is. But I like the pin. Look at the pin.
The pin's cute.
It is cute. It's $16.99 for that tiny pin.
He's got a little beanie butt.
Beanie butt.
And then
I
the
love
kid
that.
shirt. That's cool. That's neat. I like Snoopy.
Yeah.
And they've got another shirt over here. That's a fun shirt too.
It is cute.
Kennedy Space Center. Nothing on the back. I like that one. I don't remember seeing Snoopy merchandise here last time. They've got a kids version of it
I
too.
think the last time they only had one shirt. They didn't have all the other,
Oh, really?
they had just the black one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. How much is this? $35 for Space Snoopy.
This is less expensive than the pin.
Wait, what?
This is less expensive than the pin.
Really?
This is $14.99. The pin is $16.99.
He's cute.
He is cute.
Yep, and as you exit, heading out the gift store on our way to pick up the shuttle back. This is kind of cool, this lighting. Looks like the flight plan of one of the Apollo missions. Yep. All the way to the moon. Okay, we're gonna head back to the main visitor complex. Here we are right now. Right here, there's the vehicle assembly building, and then these are the launch pads. You'll see there's a Falcon Heavy there, because that's the SpaceX facility. Sometimes the bus route does take you that way. It says here that it's subject to change due to operational requirements. But sometimes we've seen we've been here before where the bus route takes you all down to these launch pads. But today, It took us straight to the Apollo Saturn-V Center, and now we're gonna head back to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. So that was fun. We didn't get to go see the launch sites like we normally do, because obviously they've got some operational reasons why. But now we're gonna round out our day at the world's largest space store.
Is it the world's only space store?
Largest space store.
Okay.
We got some fun merchandise. We rock it every day. Oh yeah. Fanny pack, hats. Oh look, Jen. Lounge flies. You gotta do an innards check.
Innards check. It's $80 because I already looked at that. So. This is NASA.
The worm logo. So you got the meatball. Well, yeah, that's what it's called. So that's the meatball logo.
Okay. I didn't know.
And that's the worm logo.
Oh.
You didn't know that? Because it looks like a worm. See? It's like,
why is it different?
That's what it's. I didn't make up the name. That's just what it's called.
Okay.
And then they got some space jewelry.
I like the astronaut. It's $205.
Wow.
Don't touch that. It better be from the moon.
So you got a nice NASA hoodie. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Soft meter is a 20 million.
Is it really soft?
Oh my God. It's made with recycled materials.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's soft. Proof that you can recycle and be soft.
True, right? And then they've got this jean jacket here.
Yeah.
With the meatball logo on the side.
Oh my God. I love this.
That's kind of a fun jean jacket. What is that? It's a puffy bag.
It's a bag. Oh, okay. So the white one is
the worm logo. I'm gonna get you.
I wish it was a different color though, because I wish you can't see it, but I like that it looks like a spacesuit.
It does, doesn't it?
It's so. I could sleep on that.
Sleep
so
in
nice.
your bag.
In the bag.
They've got Teflon fabric.
I like that.
It says Artemis. This looks cool.
You can have it for $140.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool, Jen. You look like an astronaut.
It reminds me of my jacket that I have at home, like the inside.
It's got the NASA logo. And then you got the American flag patch, the Artemis.
The only thing I don't like about it, and I think it's just trying to keep the heat in, but it's got this like thing right here, and I don't like it.
Oh, interesting.
I wish it didn't have
but
that.
You look like an astronaut.
Not that I'm buying it, but then it's also got a pocket.
Cool side pocket.
Armpit pocket.
Wow. I like this one a lot. It's got the meatball on it, and it's got the worm logo.
Why do they have two different logos?
And the American flag. I don't know.
Is this the newer one, I guess?
They've had both of these.
Oh.
They've had both of these, but I like it. This one's cool.
I like this. Reach for the stars, corksicle, and then it's got the astronaut. And I like the white and the color and the glitter.
Ugh.
It's in there, glitter, so I don't know if it's...
$40.
I was trying to see if it was dishwasher safe. I don't think so.
I think like most corksicles.
There are a few now that are dishwasher
Really?
safe, but this does not say, so
Probably not.
probably not. Wait. I like
That's
that.
cute.
I am far too messy to be wearing all white, though, so that's probably not for me. Is there anything on the back? No. Is it?
So, Jen, which logo would you call that?
The worm.
It's the worm
The
logo.
worm.
And they got, that's kind of a fun shirt.
Yeah, it's
like
Under
a t-shirt.
Armour.
Yeah, it's an Under Armour shirt.
Yeah. If I was going to get any t-shirt
And then
one,
you
it'd be Under Armour.
And you got the fun worm hat.
This is the smallest NASA logo I think I've ever
I
seen.
know, right? I think that one,
I
these
think
colors
this is
are pretty.
The one I'm getting.
Are you going to get that one? We're retiring this one.
I've had this since our first visit here, and it's real dirty, so it's gone through a lot. So I think I'm gonna get this.
It's a cool
nice.
hat.
Yeah, fun. It's got star cutouts. It's already dirty though.
I know.
Put that down. That's fun.
This shirt's pretty cool. This is an Under Armour, and it's got the little thumb hole pockets. Wow.
I do like that one. Well,
So we've got some hats for the men's side over here, although I think they're unisex. But these are pretty cool. You got the Under Armour hats. Oh, I like this one. That one's neat. It's a cool one. I do like the Under Armour white. That's nice. And even the like retro look, it's pretty cool. Some good choices to pick from if I choose to go with a hat. Since you're getting a hat,
Yeah.
I have a hat, and it's
Yeah.
in pretty good condition. But
Mine's
I'm thinking about getting a NASA hat with the worm
Oh,
logo.
yeah.
Because I don't have the worm logo.
Vroom.
I do like this shirt that says, "Be greater than average." And it says, "B is greater than the formula for average." It's fun. Very nerdy. So they have Nike NASA polos, which are pretty cool. What's the price on these?
$74.99.
$74.99. And they got the meatball logo. And then over here, they have the Adidas NASA. And then you got the Adidas meatball logo. Under Armour, NASA. That's that white hat that I like.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to get that?
I don't know.
We
This
could
one's kind of cool.
match.
It's NASA.
The Vroom logo.
No, it's not. But I do like that it says Kennedy Space Center on the side. That's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of cool.
Mine does not say that.
That's pretty neat. And then another Under Armour polo.
Under Armours always feel nice.
They do. They're very light. That's a very thick hat.
It's like felt.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. I love my polos.
You do.
I do. Now, this is a shirt I like. This has got that retro look to it. Kennedy Space Center. It's cool. I like that one. And if we wanted to imitate the Beatles, the astronauts walking across the moon. This one's a $40 shirt, though.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a little pricey.
Oh, my gosh.
I do like this mug. It says, "I need my space." And boy, do I need my space in the morning when I wake up before my cup of coffee. Oh, check it out. They have the space pen. That's kind of cool. Oh, look. It even says, "Failure is not an option" on that one. The slogan from Apollo 13. But the space pen has been known to write at any angle, upside down, any angle. Extreme temperatures, you can write underwater with it, and it lasts 3 times longer than an average pen. And that's because of the design of it. It's like created in a vacuum, like this, the pen inside is like a vacuum. So the ink comes out smooth. It's like one of the best pens you can buy. I mean, it could be used in space. Like that's how good it is. So I think I'm gonna end up getting this Under Armour NASA worm hat. You know, I've been saying worm a lot lately. That's the name of this logo design. 'Cause it looks like a little worm. And I don't have anything that has this logo. I have plenty of the meatball one, but I don't have anything with this. And I like white. The red and white seems to pop. So I like these flex hats too. So I think I'm gonna get this. And for those interested, they do have a SpaceX branded merchandise area, as well as ULA and Boeing and Blue Origin. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, they do have it here. So that's gonna do it for us here at Kennedy Space Center, all the way in Titusville, Florida. Jen, did you have fun today?
I did, yeah.
I did too. Lots of cool merchandise, I have to say. They redid their merchandise.
And they did a lot of upgrades to the whole place, most of which we liked.
Except for that big giant
Except for that.
movie screen there. Not a fan of that. Bring back the fountain. Hashtag bring back the fountain.
Hashtag bring back history.
You never know. They might bring it back. They brought back the worm logo twice.
The Vroom.
The worm logo. And the meatball logo. I guess they're in this constant battle between the two. You're
Yeah.
either team worm or team meatball. Are you team meatball or team
No,
worm?
it should be team spaghetti, because it's like, and then meatballs. Oh, that's so cute. That's what I'm team.
God.
Team spaghetti and
Anyway.
meatballs.
If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't yet and you want to join the trek for future vlog adventures, Jen, tell them what to do.
Make sure to tap that subscribe button and tap that notification bell to become a super subscriber, and comment down below, spaghetti and meatballs or worm and meatball.
Okay. Until next time, see you real soon.